a better man to ask than me. But the bottom line is, I certainly would assume that at this stage, because we're just being treated to this massive deluge of fiction. And the Europeans are starting to wake up. Many Germans that I know were absolutely up in arms over the Russian intervention and said, we've got to do everything we can to stop the Russians, harm the Russians. Now they take a very different position. They see this through a very new lens. It's not distorted by propaganda, but they're not getting any information different from what we are through their media. Well, I suppose that President Biden will continue to sign whatever Susan Rice and Jake Sullivan and Ron Klain and others put in front of him. They seem to be the ones that are orchestrating most of this policy. Blinken is, of course, with them, along with Austin and the people behind him in the Pentagon. And remember that they've dug a very deep hole for themselves. How do you get out of this deep hole? Well, in order to get out, you've got to at some point admit the truth. Well, that's an impossibility. They can't admit the truth. And so what they're going to try and do is the impossible, which is turn it around by turning to anything they can come up with, any instrumentality, any program, any information system, anything at all that promises some success. So I guess the short answer on the first part is that I don't see any evidence that President Biden is going to come forward and do anything. I think he'd probably resign or go away long before admitting to anything. The rest of it is back to the original point. I just don't know how much longer our European allies, their publics, the electorates will put up with this. I think we're going to see change in Europe long before we see it here in the United States.